taken from the forthcoming brand new artist album by Armin van Buuren, Mirage. In stores the 10th of September, 2010.
Hey, what's up? I'm Armin van Buuren. Welcome to my studio and welcome to my new album, Mirage. I will tell you a little bit about the album, about how the songs were recorded right here in this studio in my home in the Netherlands. It's cool to tell you some of the secrets, how we get ideas for songs, how they were written, and how one of the biggest tracks on the album is, of course, the opening track, the title track of the album, and the theme for the new Armin Only shows. It's an idea that we worked on for, I think, over 4 months, and it was kind of ridiculous. We had an idea for a syncopated melody, and some idea that I had in my head for a really, really long time. That's how it all started. It was back in November 2009. I was playing around in the studio and I came across this melody. So the idea was to constantly put a fifth on top of the melody to make it the intention a lot more richer and better, and to keep it growing, the tension growing. So the same way of playing the idea. So then we had the idea, put it away for a couple of months, thought about the idea, how we can build the idea. And then I went in the studio with Benno, and we decided to make some beats for it, try to see if we can find some melodies. This is actually one of the first versions of Mirage, just to tell you a little bit how this track was created. So we started to work more on the melodies and give it a little bit more of a production feel. The first kick drum, first bass line, just to see how it works with the melody. So as you can hear, the snare is already there. The female vocal is already there. That strange noise that you hear in the track was already invented then at the first. So the idea was finished, but I felt the song needed a little bit more. So my brother Eller, you might know him from one of the previous Armin Only shows. He's a great guitar player and has his own rock band called Vagabonds. And it's a great band, but it's completely out of my league music-wise. But I think what they do is really, really good. So I always dreamed of doing a trance track which has a crossover potential. And I heard this melody, and I was playing around with a couple of samples from the Vagabonds album, because they just released an album. You should check it out. It's really, really cool. And I took a sample from the album. So you can hear I completely time stretched it, put it in the same key as the other track, the idea that I had, and I put it in the breakdown just to see if it worked with the other idea that we had. So as you hear, I already put a lot of the elements in there for the song, and with this sample of them you can already hear it working, but it's still kind of far away. So it wasn't quite there yet, and I sent this idea to Michiel and Eller, my brother, and Michiel, who's the head of the band, and he really liked the idea. I said, I want you guys to recreate this idea based on the sample that you guys have. And they were really, really enthusiastic. Michiel helped me with the string arrangements. You can already hear some strings going on there. I sent him the MIDI parts. He wrote a string arrangement for it. And we went to a studio here in the Netherlands. And we recorded real strings 27 times. And he recorded my brother 8 times, bass guitar 4 times. Koen Herfst from Vagabonds did the drums, the real the toms. They sent me all the parts. And that's how you know the final version of Mirage was finished. So then at the end it sounded something like this. all coming from this idea. And then on a completely random day, I think it was a rainy afternoon in December, I was jamming in the studio, and on my Marriage, Susanna, who you might know from Shivers, Dark Side of the Moon, Nothing at All, or her brand new album that's out now. Check it out. It's really, really great. Track Closer is beautiful. Susanna actually lives here in my hometown of Leiden, and I called her up. I said, hey, do you want to jam? Because at my wedding, she sang a beautiful classical piece, and I noticed that she could do a lot more with her voice than just singing a simple song. So at that moment, I was really inspired listening to the soundtrack of Gladiator. There's one song on there. I think you all know it. It's such a beautiful track. So we were actually working on some film score idea. At the moment, we just put down some toms like this, just to create an atmosphere. Have a little bass line in there, and add some moody strings. And it created such a beautiful atmosphere, and it happened to be the same key as the track that I did with my brother. So we put it in front. And Susanna walked in the room, and she started singing. And I'm not lying. You can see actually on the screen. It's one take that Susanna did. I just gave her the microphone, and that's Susanna's take with a little reverb. And she sung it in one take. And we thought it totally fitted the mood of the track, and totally fitted. So we put that in front of the Mirage idea that we had. And there you go. The track was finished.
Taken from the forthcoming brand new artist album by Armin van Buuren, Mirage. In stores 10th of September 2010.